already know.
What up, everybody? This is your boy, J. Anthony Brown, for the J. Anthony Brown Radio Show, live on Morris Media Studio on Crenshaw, Los Angeles, California. This is my very first iPod. This has been after me for years. I mean, literally years. Jay, you got to do an you got to do a podcast. You got to do a podcast. I said iPod. You got to do a podcast. You got to do a podcast. This is my very first podcast. I've tweeted some people. The number to call me is 323-293-3375. That's 323-293-3375. That was my opening song with Fantasia, who I'm literally in love with. Not like, we were trying to get together, nothing like that. Just, I love to watch her perform. I've watched her since the beginning of her career, and now she has a brand new album out. I'm going to look it up in a minute, but this song right here, Sleeping with the One I Love, is a great song. And so here we are, Los Angeles, first podcast. What is a podcast? A lot of people ask me that. Everybody's got one. Every comedian has their own radio show. Every comedian in show business has their own radio show. With the advent of technology and the iPhone, you can do a podcast from your own phone. You don't have to have the big studios. So thank God for that. It has changed the way we can reach out and touch people and talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. Say whatever the fuck you can say fuck. Say whatever the fuck you want to say. So this is my very first podcast. In case you don't know who I am, I'm on the Tom Joyner Show. I'm there 5 days a week. I do the show out of Los Angeles, California. I get up at 2 o'clock. I leave the house at 2:30. We go on the air at 3. And then I come home from 3 to 7. I come home, try to take a nap. Then I go up to the J Spot. It's a comedy club I own in Los Angeles. I've had it for about 8 years. We're coming up on our 9th year anniversary. So I'm planning on having a big shindig. Maybe all the comics will get together and roast me. What I'd like to talk about today is is owning a black business. It's owning a business anyway. It's probably the toughest thing you're gonna do. The hardest thing you're going to do. You're going to have to step out on faith. I constantly tell people I don't call myself somebody who goes out and does speeches about a business, but hell, I've been open for 8 years, so I must be doing something right. I've been taking money from one pocket and putting in the other and keeping my business afloat. But those people who don't have that luxury, I'd like to talk to you about what it is to open a business, to step out. I think the main thing you have to do in the beginning is plan. Sit down and plan. Plan. Write it out. Have an admission plan about what you're going to do. What are you going to service? How are you going to service the people in your area? What is your business about? Just because you like chicken don't mean you know how to open a chicken store. Just because you like to dress don't mean you know how to open a clothing store. Talk to people. Don't be afraid to ask for help. That was my big problem in the beginning. I didn't ask people for help, and I was struggling. I'm still struggling now, but I've learned to ask people for help. I've learned to delegate. And if you're out there and you have your own business and you want to talk about business or what it takes to start your own business, give me a call, 323-293-3375. It's the J. Anthony Brown Radio Show, baby. Wow, what a week. What a damn week. Can I get some water, please? Yeah, I mean, I'm parched. I'm parched. There's something right there. That's open. Oh, okay. What does it take to open a business? And I was saying earlier, what a week, man. I think one of the things that we're into right now is we have got to get out and register, and we've got to vote. As Barack Obama says, don't boo, vote. And that's very important. It is very scary. I really hope people, especially black people, don't fall for Trump's BS, because that's exactly what it is. He's playing up to us. I mean, you can say what you want about Hillary, but she has a track record of at least reaching out and helping black people, African Americans, and I don't see that track record with Trump. You know, this is all brand new. This is all new in terms of trying to get votes. So you have to watch out for the okie doke. Watch out for the okie doke. This is a very important election. Very important election. Not so much as that who's going to be the president of the United States, but I'm talking about governors and councilmen and senators and all that. That's very important. So please, black people, please, I don't give a shit what you do. Let's get out there and vote. Let's vote. Please vote. I can't stress this enough, I mean, I wish we could vote for Barack Obama. Wouldn't that be great if we could vote him in for another, 4 more years? Maybe make him president for life, like who's the mayor of D.C.? Remember him? Mayor, what was his name? He was the mayor for life. Marion Barry. I mean, I'm not comparing him to Marion Barry, but he was in there a long time. It would be cool if we could keep Barack Obama in there for a long time. Wow. We're about to lose the only black president that we might see in our lifetime. Damn. We might not ever see another black president. Can you believe that? We might not ever see another black president in our entire lifetime. Not the way these white people are. But anyway, it's your boy, J. Anthony Brown. It's the J. Anthony Brown radio show. It's my first very own podcast. I want to talk to you. The number to call me is 323-293-3375. 323-293-3375. I'm lonely. Help me. Call me. I need somebody to talk to. All right? Play some music, boys. That was Al Green, baby. Here I am. Take me, baby. Take me by the hand. Let's go old school, because I'm old school. I remember when I was I can't remember how old I was. I probably about maybe 20, 21 years old. I took a girl. You ever go someplace for this and you don't have enough money, but you just go anyway because you know you don't have the money? Anyway, I took this girl. I had enough to get the Al Green tickets. And after the show, she wanted to go eat. So we go to eat, and why do you get involved in these things? We go to eat, and I knew that I didn't have the money to pay for the food that she was eating. And I'm sitting there, and she's ordering food, and I'm knowing inside of me, well, how the hell am I going to pay it? What am I going to...
Couldn't even enjoy yourself.
I couldn't even enjoy myself. And we were with another couple. And right at the end, when we finished eating, the guy who was with all of us, he said, I got it. I'll pay for it.
Oh, wow.
And I was so damn mad because I'm like, shit, I could have really enjoyed myself and ordered some food and got something to eat, but I didn't. So that's my experience with Al Green. I've had several experiences with Al Green because we've seen him on the cruise. What I didn't know about Al Green is Al Green curses a lot. A lot. I mean,
he's a cursing preacher?
He's a cursing preacher. I mean, it's a lot of guys who, quote unquote, have this clean persona, but off stage they cuss. Bill Cosby, well, we know he's cussing now.
Reverend Jesse
Jackson cusses a lot.
Yeah.
Sinbad cusses a lot. It's just weird. On stage they don't curse.
Oprah
cusses?
Yeah, she said that's one year that was her resolution, was not to cuss so much.
Really? I'm pretty sure.
Can you imagine how she cusses people?
I'm pretty sure she said the phrase, I'm fucking rich. I know she said that. But yeah, that's a bad habit of mine. I curse a lot. I curse off stage. I have this ability to do the radio show 5 days a week. And it's weird. I don't know about you. When you're like having to do something clean, there's always a curse word in your head and you're editing it so that it doesn't come out. I remember doing before he got real sick. I did Eddie Long's church. I did his 50th anniversary, and I did a clean show. And I'm not used to doing clean shows, so it was really fucking tough to do that whole. It was the slowest show I've ever done.
What kind of jokes do you tell in church?
I do the same stuff I talk about, but I just slow it down and delete the curse words.
So do you talk about church people in
your
routine?
I talk about church people because I go to church. I love going to church. And churches, it's weird. I go to church for the camaraderie and the message and stuff like that. Not so much as to get locked into the lives of the people in the church, because church people are just like anybody else. They're no different. And there's some of the biggest hypocrites that are out there.
Yeah.
Church people are definitely some of the. Have you seen this new show, Greenleaf? Have you had opportunity to see that show?
No, but Louis Dix watches that.
Oh, he talks about. Does he have a
big fan of
podcast?
that. He's on here on Friday nights with Jeff Arnold and TDP.
Oh, okay. It's really a good show.
He
It's
watches
done very,
it with his girlfriend, who's a cop.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw Lewis. It looks weird to see Lewis with anybody. Lewis is so fucking self-centered. It's weird that, but he really is the nicest guy. I have nothing but the greatest admiration for Lewis. Lewis actually worked in my club.
Yeah,
He actually worked as
he came a couple months ago.
yeah.
and killed.
He told that story about him working in the J Spot.
Speedy told it.
Oh, he did?
Speedy was so impressed. He didn't know that Lewis still had it in him.
Oh yeah, he had it in him, and he did it. The only problem I had with Lewis tried to take over the place, so we had to get rid of Lewis's ass. So Lewis is like, I was like, Lewis, you need to go outside and see the sign up there. It says J Spot, not the Lewis Spot. But he does come from time to time. He likes to work with people like if ever I bring somebody like Dick Gregory or Paul Mooney, we always put Lewis on. Lewis is so serious, but so I can't really see him with any. I've never seen Lewis with anybody, but by himself.
Well,
But I've seen this girlfriend that he has. I've seen her.
I only seen like a brief picture.
Oh yeah.
I
Lewis is one of
haven't
the-
met her yet.
I remember when I first came to Atlanta, man. Your Comedy Act Theater was right up the street there, and it's not called a Comedy Act. What is that place up there?
Comedy Union
The
on
Comedy-
Pico,
Well, it's off the 46th.
over here on Crenshaw.
Yeah,
It's still the Regency West.
It's the Regency West, but
Yeah.
it was called the Comedy Union. Comedy
Comedy
Act
Act Theater.
It was called the Comedy Act Theater. And
Did you perform around that time?
oh my God, I would go over there and bomb so many
When,
fucking times. Oh my God, I would
when
bomb.
Robin Harris was
When
there?
Robin Harris was live, I just got to LA. Robin Harris was the hottest thing here. I would bomb. I mean, just literally like, because I was a comedian that was on the road playing nothing but white clubs. I only played white clubs. And so by the time I got to LA, it was a culture shock. I'd never seen an all black club. And let's see, Louis Dick was over there, Buddy Lewis was there, Robin Harris,
I remember D.L. Hughley.
D.L.
and,
Hughley, Joe Torre. Joe
yeah.
Torre was emceeing.
Right. And T.K. Kirkland.
T.K. Kirkland, T to the motherfucking K.
Yeah.
Guy was very young, so Guy hadn't started yet. Ricky Harris was there, and they didn't speak to me at all. They didn't. I was like the outcast.
Were you new to L.A.?
I was very new. I mean, I didn't know my way around, and it was such a long drive. I was living up in Hollywood at the time. It was the longest drive to drive all the way down here and bomb, and then drive my sad ass back up to Hollywood, man. It was like, wow. It was a culture shock. And to learn to work black audiences, which is the advantage that black comics have, because we have this tendency to have to work white clubs and we have to work black clubs. White comics sometimes never have to do that, which is a luxury they have. Some white comics have never performed in front of an all-black audience. So it was a culture shock for me, man. But, yeah, it took me a while. But Lewis is one of those people that in the beginning didn't speak to me till later on.
Lewis is the kind of guy that got to warm up.
Yeah, Lewis is Lewis is one of those people, you'll say something to you. What did he hear what I said? Did he hear me? Did he hear me talking? He'll just start walking away. But he really is a good guy. He's a hard worker, and he works hard at his craft. So
Yeah, he does a lot of warm up. He does pretty good at that.
He does good. And that's the business, that's the nature of the beast in LA and stuff that you can do. Like
But you have to be multi-talented.
for a black comic.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to write your own ticket or just stand out so much and put the work in. That's one of the things I don't see myself doing now. I'm not working as hard. Other than trying to keep this club open, I'm not working as hard at my craft. Oh, my God.
So you were talking earlier about how we don't really support each
Oh, my
other
God.
in black businesses, and that a
It's not
lot
so
of
much-
big name
yeah.
comics have
They
not
don't
even
come.
stepped foot in your place. Why do you think that is?
I
And then
don't-
they go over to Hollywood, West Hollywood.
They have no problem with going to Hollywood and working.
Wow.
And, they go, they don't even come. And my thing is, you pass my club going to the airport to work for the white man. You pass my club. and they won't fucking come. I don't know, but it's like that with any black business in terms of thinking that your friends or people that you know are going to support you, and they just don't. I don't know why do you think that is?
I don't know. Maybe it goes back to as far back as slavery, and I mean that we were always divided and conquered.
Yeah, just not supporting.
But then, right after slavery, when we had our own neighborhood and own businesses before we integrated, before integration.
Have you heard of the saying? Black Wall Street. You know about the Black Wall Street story?
I've heard it, but I don't really know.
They're making it a movie. The Black Wall Street was a place in Tulsa, Oklahoma, a city in Tulsa, Oklahoma that was a thriving black city. Black businesses, black banks, black everything. It was all black. And somehow, I'm thinking in the 30s or the 40s, they're actually making a movie out of it. And where there was a riot, and they actually burned the whole area to the ground. And that area hadn't come back. Now, this is where the Gap Band's from, Tulsa, Oklahoma. And Gap Band stands for Green, Archer, and Pine. And a lot of people didn't know I know that, but that's what it stands for. But I don't know why it's so hard for people that you know. I mean, not even people that you know. Hell, families sometimes don't support you when you go into a business.
But they sure will try to get in your pockets.
They sure will get in your pocket when it's running. Like if you got a pie place, they're like, "Can I come in there and get pies for free?" But it just has to do with the vision that they have for you. And people always have a vision of what they think you should be doing. And if you're not doing that and you go beyond that and they can't see it, it's hard for them to support that. They can't support something that they can't see that's going to grow. They don't see your vision. Total strangers do. I'll tell anybody who's going to go into business for themselves, man, get ready for the love of total strangers, because people you know are not going to come out and help you. Get ready for the support of total strangers to come up to you and give you information and turn you in a direction that's going to help you grow your business or whatever it is you're in dealing with. But it's not going to be your family. And if you sit there and think that family is going to do that, and a lot of times we get stuck on why and we can't move. That's another thing, Poet, is we go, well, why don't they come? Well, why don't they help me? And why don't they this? And you get stuck in that position for such a long time that you can't move on. And I stopped doing that for a long time.
Yeah, you have to.
I don't worry about why they don't come.
You have to.
I'm looking for new people and new ideas, because it'll run you crazy. It will definitely run you crazy to sit there and call your friends and they give you that bullshit lie. Yeah, I've been meaning to come down there. You get that all the time. I've been meaning to come. Yeah. I've been meaning to do this. I've been meaning to go, and they don't show up.
Yeah, you just, from my experience, because everybody's like, because we had the radiothon yesterday, day before yesterday.
How many people showed up?
Most of the people that committed showed up, but there was a few that promised and didn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's asking me, well, why don't you, ask your rich friends? I'd rather ask a stranger, to be honest with you. I mean, and I have quite a few millionaire friends, but they don't respond. So you just keep it moving. If you really have a dream and a vision, there's going to be roadblocks, and you have to be strong enough. I told Jay, because me and Jay was having this conversation yesterday, and I was telling Jay, this ain't for punks.
No,
being an entrepreneur.
No. I think one of the things you have to do, Poet, is I think the main thing you have to do is you can't speak ill of yourself. I mean, you cannot allow yourself to speak defeat, because once you speak defeat, it gets locked into your head. So don't speak it. Speak positive things. I'm going to be a success. I'm going to make this business work. Things are going to happen for me. I'm going to meet the right person. It's sometimes okay to think it, but once you start speaking, oh, it's not going to work for me. Oh, it's not going to happen. Oh, I can't do this. You start to build doubt in your head,
subconscious,
and you start to act the way you speak. Because you speak it into, what's the word, permission?
You speak it into fruition.
Fruition was the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
When you speak it into fruition, meaning You say it enough, you start to believe it. You start to believe it. You start to act the way you believe. So don't even speak it. I wake up every morning and I try to wake up with an attitude. I got a great job. I'm going to go work and have a good time. I know my club's going to work. I just totally believe that. It's tough, and you have to do that when you open your own business. You have to constantly say to yourself, I'm going to make this work. You can't look at the way the situation is. You have to think about what you have in your mind and look and believe beyond that. Because if you get stuck on what you see, it won't grow.
Yeah.
It just will not grow.
Yeah.
And you get stuck on people not helping you, especially people you know. I mean, at some point, you got to go, fuck them. Because you can't even talk to them sometimes.
Yeah.
They're so negative about, well, you still got that, and that place still open. I know I get it all the time about my club.
We get it sometimes
Yeah.
from like when we do the rollout show. We get it kind of like sometimes from the fans when we're asking them to donate to the show because there's a lot of successful. There has been a lot of successful crowdfunding projects, meaning the public is donating and supporting your project. One, Spike Lee's last movie was done through crowdfunding.
It was done through how did he raise the money?
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter, yes.
Yeah, and everybody donated $5, $10, $1,000, and he got the movie. He was able to raise over $1 million to get the movie done. A lot of times it's not easy for us as people of color just to walk into a bank and say, hey, I need a loan from my company.
No, and it's so weird when you talk to your people. Why don't you just get on? Why don't you just get on the Oprah show? That type of thing. Why don't you just get on Oprah?
Why don't Tom just give you some money?
Why don't you just get Tom to give you some money? Tom ain't giving me shit. Tom give me a paycheck, and I'm gonna have to get the fuck out of his face. But he's giving me an opportunity to better myself in terms of doing radio, and I'm thankful for that. But I mean, I don't know if it's true, but I heard one of the quickest ways to get put out of Eddie Murphy's house is to go up there and ask for money. Like, Eddie has a secret. I don't know. I've never been to Eddie's house. I just heard that.
Well, not to ask him for some money.
Don't ask this motherfucker for money. Just go up there if you're lucky enough to get in, but do not ask him for fucking money. So, but a lot of people are like that. They'll be your friend, but they don't want to. They don't want to financially give you anything.
Yeah.
So, you have to accept the friendship for what it is.
Yeah, and then I think sometimes you have to go with the attitude that nobody owes you anything.
Nobody owes you anything, and they can't see your vision. But you have to trust and believe that no matter what it is, what vision you have, there are a group of people out there who believe in you, who will follow you, who will support you. And most of them, and most of the times, they're total strangers. They're people that you don't even know.
Right.
They are definitely people that you don't even know. Right. A lot of the help that I've gotten in my business have come from strangers. You say, well, I own a comedy club. Oh, well, you need to call this person. They sell this. Or how about check this person out? They do this. Well, it comes from total strangers and total fact and believing in yourself. And that's something you just have to say to yourself over and over and over and over again. And it comes from something I just believe that the thought wouldn't come to your head if you couldn't do it. It just wouldn't come to your head. You wouldn't think of stuff you can't do. I mean, you don't think about let's see what I can't do. Jumping out of a building with a parachute, because I can't do that. I do think about maybe writing songs and writing books, or opening businesses and adventures and stuff that I can do, and movies and stuff, because you have this ability to do it. The thought would not come to your head if you couldn't do it. And that's what you have to constantly say to yourself.
I know, because sometimes it gets really stressful to the point like, damn, should I just say
fuck it, give it up,
and get a job?
Yeah, yeah.
But those are the times that you really have to push through.
Yeah, I mean, I've had fuck it moments, seem like every time. I mean, I think the part that we have, for me, my fucking moment is like to be in the club. I mean, I used to own a Rolls Royce. I bought myself a Rolls Royce because I wanted a Rolls Royce. I thought I was deserving of a Rolls Royce, and I bought a Rolls Royce. And it's hard to tell a story about a Rolls Royce, because here's the thing about a Rolls Royce. If you own a Rolls Royce and you don't have the Rolls Royce anymore, and you say you let it go, they automatically say, well, the finance company took it. They don't believe that you gave it back. Now, I did give my Rolls Royce back for one reason. It didn't make sense for me to have a Rolls Royce and then walk in my club and I had 3 people in there. I was living way above what I was trying to perceive. I said to myself, I would get me a really, really nice car when my business is successful. I didn't want to ride around in a big Rolls Royce and I had an empty ass club. And for me, the hardest part is to go in an empty ass club when I know I should have people in there and I got to go on stage and entertain 3 people. And it's not like going on stage and entertain 3 people and you at somebody else's club. I'm entertaining 3 people at my goddamn club. And I know that these 3 people ain't helping me pay my light bill or my water bill or the rent. And I got to go on stage and be funny. So that's the dilemma I have. But I'm sure you have the same thing. You got to engineer radio shows and sometimes you don't have enough for the month. And you still got to smile.
Yeah.
You got to smile through it. But that's part of it. Like you said earlier, this ain't for punks. This definitely ain't for punks.
Yeah.
It ain't for punks.
Yeah, you got to push through it.
Yeah. But, I mean, the fact that you did it, and I pat myself on the back every day or every time I walk into that club, man. I did this. This was something that people said, in L.A., one of the most valuable things for a black man to have is a liquor license. And I got one. So,
yeah.
I mean, and for yourself, when you have the license to put a radio show together, you actually have a radio show, a radio station.
Network, yeah.
A network. You got a network. So
yeah.
It's something you can be definitely thankful for. All right, take us out with some music. See, anybody, just play me some Prince. I don't give a damn who you play.
Let me see what's up on here we go. Hang on. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back after these messages. You see, who is that? That's the Manhattans. Mm-hmm. The Manhattans out of, I was getting ready to make up some shit. I don't know where the fuck they from. I know we just lost Blue. Blue was one of the singers in the Manhattan, one of the original founders of the group.
Yep.
He passed away probably about a year ago. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, the Manhattans. Anyway, enough let's be positive talk. Let's talk about what's in the news. What's going on in the news, Portis?
Well, there's been a lot of talk about the schools, the sexy school teacher.
Oh my God, that is one
Did you
sexy.
see her,
I
Jay?
saw this lady's picture, and it's weird. A lot of women are so upset and saying that she's too sexy to teach. How could somebody be that, wear a dress that short and teach? Now, I have a friend of mine who said her son has this ability to concentrate more when the teachers is good looking. When the teachers are attractive, when a female teacher is attractive, there she is right there, fine as hell. She's a 4th grade teacher. She is fine as hell.
What would you do if that was your teacher?
Oh, well, I'd still be in the 4th grade. That's what I'd still be in the 4th. And here's the thing. She's probably a real good teacher. I don't think her teaching abilities, but if you're that fine, I don't think you really have to teach. I never had a teacher. Yesterday, I take it back. Miss Green was that damn fine. Well, I thought so in my mind. Miss Green was that fine. She has all these pictures on Instagram, and they're gone viral. Viral, man. Look at this lady. And I'm thinking now she's taking some days off from school right now because a lot of stuff is happening. She's probably doing talk shows and people are calling her to do interviews and pageants and stuff like that. And she didn't just get this fine. She's been this fine for a long damn while. Does it say how long she's been teaching?
No.
And what is her name? Do you see her name in there?
I will look it up.
Did you have a fine man teacher that you had a crush on?
No, I can't recall. I can't recall. But they did show a picture of a male version.
Of a guy?
Of a guy that comes with tight shirts and he's all buff.
Oh, he's a teacher?
He's a teacher.
You don't have his picture?
I'm going to search his picture right now.
And see, it's kind of a double standard. Women seem to always get upset about the teacher teaching, about the female teacher that looks real sexy. It definitely brings the men to the PTA, man. That's the damn show.
Yeah, but the mamas
nah.
Yeah.
I remember. No, would you be more comfortable if you don't have kids? Do you, Portis?
No.
Would you be more comfortable if you had kids and your kids had an unattractive teacher?
I think I would be more concerned if my kid is
and not learning. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, This lady tweeted out. She's got so many tweets, and I was saying earlier today that there's probably some unattractive teachers who are tweeting just as much. It's just ain't nobody following their ass, you know.
Here's the guy teacher.
Yeah. Oh, he's a teacher?
He need to trim his beard.
Yeah.
And put on a sweater.
And what grade does he teach?
It looks elementary. Look at the chairs
Yeah,
in the back.
I see the chairs.
Look like
He teaches
kindergarten.
elementary, yeah. So I guess it's a double standard, you know. Can a guy be too good looking to teach, and can a lady be too good looking to teach?
I don't think it's the looks. I think it's what they wear.
I remember when I was in school, we had a real unattractive teacher in our school, and the kids used to call her Gushfoot because she because she wore these flat shoes, and they said that when she walked in the hall, that's the sound that they made. So they called her Miss Gush, and it was. We had another teacher. Kids can be cruel. We had another teacher that we made fun of called Birdman. He was very skinny. He looked like Big Bird, and they would yell out Birdman when he was walking down the hall, and he never knew where it was coming from. So, and he used to run his ass crazy.
Well, this sexy male teacher, I guess he is kind of counteracting. He
just put his picture up.
Yeah, he put his picture and he said, "I'm sorry, but to me, I'm one of the sexiest teachers in New York." I'm just saying. Why would he say he's sexier than a woman?
Well, I guess everybody wants that, 15 minutes of fame? You know, everybody wants
He looked like
that.
he need to trim his beard, though.
Yeah. He just needs to trim his beard, huh?
Yeah.
He's in shape. You know,
Yeah,
she's pretty.
good.
So, all right.
Good.
You know, but you know what? Hey, the hell with all that. It's the fat teachers that rule the world anyways. It's these fat, out of shape teachers that are getting the work done. Shouts out to y'all. Y'all really putting the work in. Y'all. What else you got in the news, Portis?
Hillary Clinton's doctor.
She's back on the road now.
Gave her a clean bill of health.
Yeah,
but I don't know about that. How long does it take to get over pneumonia?
Well, if you got good doctors, it could take. You notice when she fell, because that didn't look good at all. I mean, they had to help her.
They were saying the Secret Service should have been more.
They should have let her sit
covered.
in the back. You know, to bring her out was not a good look. I mean, she had to be helped to the. I said on the radio the other day, it wasn't pneumonia. It was Bill put that delayed thing on her ass, and you know that delayed thing will make you woozy. You know what I'm talking about. You know, you think you're right, and then you walk around for a couple days, and then it hits you, that delayed loving. I think Bill put it on her ass.
Well, I don't know. Bill came out, and he was doing a little campaigning for her and misspoke and said she had the flu, but but it was
actually pneumonia. So, yeah.
Right. And then, of course, Donald Trump threw in a couple of his wisecracks. So you think Hillary could stand up here for an hour?
Well, Hillary she answered questions for 11 hours. Hell yeah, she can do it. Remember when they talked about the emails?
Yeah.
She was under investigation for 11 hours. Yes, she can do it.
Have you ever met Donald Trump?
I've never met Donald Trump, and I've never met Hillary Clinton. I've met Barack Obama. Have you ever met him?
I have not met him.
No,
I find him entertaining, though.
Yeah, it's like a train wreck. You can't stop watching. You can't.
And you notice he didn't have to really, through most of this campaigning, he didn't spend a dime in
Didn't spend any money.
dollars.
Yeah, they created a monster. That's what happened. They created a monster in Donald Trump, but he's so full of bullshit. He's such a liar. You know, he won't answer a question. He won't release his taxes. I don't think those are his real medical records.
Yeah, well, he went on Dr. Oz.
On Dr. Phil.
Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz, man. I just, but it's amazing that anybody that's against Barack Obama, anybody that's against anything that's going to, put black people in the forefront or advance black people.
Did you see him go to the church in Detroit, though?
And that black lady told him to shut the fuck up.
Not in here.
She said, "No, you don't bring that shit up in here. Not up in here."
And he was supposed to be there to speak on the water crisis.
Yeah, when he started talking about Hillary wasn't shit, and she's like, And we have this thing we do on the radio, and women do it constantly. It's called low talking. Once a woman low talks you, You can't win. There's no way because he was talking and she's messed up the economy. She's never done anything right. And that lady stepped from behind the curtain and Mr. Trump, not in here. That is not what we brought you here for. And he was off message because his whole message is to talk shit about Hillary and talk about how bad she is. This is going to be an interesting election. Black people, we got to get out and vote. We got to get out and vote. Yeah, we got to get out and vote.
Do you really think our vote counts?
Yes,
a lot of people
I do.
think that.
A lot of people don't. A lot of people won't vote at all. A lot of people think that your vote doesn't really count. If our vote didn't count, I don't think we would have Barack Obama. But it's because a lot of white people voted, but it's definitely because a lot of black people voted too. So I do believe our vote counts, and we got to do something. This election is very, very important. Very important.
Yeah, it's just I think this is
the scariest one.
Yeah. The one I was scarier
the second time for Barack?
No, was when Ronald Reagan.
Really?
Yes, I was a kid, but I was afraid that he was going to start a
war?
Nuclear war. That was my big
I was
fear.
scared when Barack the second time because they were so dead against him getting a second term, and I just thought maybe they'd do whatever they could do to make sure he didn't win the second time. But he won the second time. And I don't know if you were thinking anything, but when he was making an acceptance speech, I was like, okay, that's enough. Go sit down somewhere. Because you know how crazy people are.
Yeah.
I was like, man, go sit down. We got it. But, man, what a time. What a time to have lived in a life where we've had a black president for 8 years. Woo! I don't think I ever see it again.
Well, they said Donald Trump, I'm reading a couple of headlines, that he told a Detroit pastor that I am the least racist person you've ever met. Didn't in the 70s he had some discrimination?
Yeah, he was sued by some black residents of his property because he wasn't renting to black people, and he settled out of court. He settled out of court. Yeah. And besides Barack Obama, not Barack Obama, besides Omarosa, who else has he reached out? It's weird how white people seem to have this attitude that they love to be around or love to uplift the blacks who have no chance of winning or helping black people at all, like Herman Cain, Dr. Ben Carson, or Omarosa. They seem to get behind those people and totally be against Barack Obama or Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton. It's weird. I don't get it. But you just can't understand white people at all. I think since Barack Obama's been in the White House, man, their whole attitude has changed. Have you noticed that white people are just meaner and much more impolite now than ever?
I do think this is the most outwardly racism that I've seen
I've ever
in my
seen.
lifetime.
Yeah. I'm a product of the 60s. And in the 60s, you knew where and where not to go. But now, it just seems to be people are so angry. They just seem to want to fight and cuss. And you ever get the white people who talk loud about Obama like you're not sitting there?
Well, I have relatives in my family because I have a part of my family is white, and I have relatives that live in Florida. And they go in. I had to delete them off Facebook. They forgot they got black cousins. But I did want to say that Donald Trump is now claiming that the black pastor who cut him off, that it was all planned. Well, maybe they didn't think you were going to go in. You were supposed to be there to address
You're supposed to be there to talk about the water crisis. And also he said in the news that she was nervous. She didn't seem nervous to me. She didn't seem like she didn't know what. But I also said that ain't the first man she's cut off in terms of shut the hell up. She looked like she was.
Yeah,
she looked like she was in control with what she was saying. A lot.
Well, other news. We move on?
Yeah, you can move on.
Okay. Mary J. Blige is...
It's got a real messy divorce.
Yes, coming up.
God. No, does it say or not say that she had a prenup?
I will look further in the article, but I don't know. And you know what? I know Kendu. I've been knowing Kendu.
You know him?
I know her husband. I've been knowing him for... shit since 1991.
I think it was just a ploy to get come ups for him. And these guys that do that to these women, I just think they're weak ass men. I really do.
Well, but do you think it's weak ass women when women do
When
the
women
same
not
thing?
do their homework and protect themselves, when you get into a marriage where you have everything and you're bringing somebody into your circle and they have nothing, and you don't sign some paperwork, you would think in Hollywood or you would think in business that you see this happen over and over and over again, that women don't learn their lesson. That but love, like they say, love is blinding. It blinds the shit out your ass. So you're getting that good penis. You say we don't need to sign any paperwork, or you get that good coochie and you have to get the paperwork. Look at your boy Kobe Bryant. If it wasn't for him not having,
He was like, it's cheaper to keep her.
it's cheaper to keep her. Let me go get a $40 million ring and take my ass back home.
And cheaper than
And stop
getting a
acting
divorce.
stupid.
They've been married. Ken
10 years.
and Mary have been married 16 years. Well, 2003 they got married.
Woo!
And she gives him credit for helping her clean up her life because she was a mess.
Yes.
She claims when she met him.
But here's the thing:
Should he get
is
paid
that
for that?
equal to half of what you did?
I think he was also her manager.
Yes.
So, I mean,
He's got money coming. He's probably signed himself in publishing rights for a lot of her music. So, yeah, he's locked in. It's going to get real messy. Divorce is messy anyway in California. Does it say where they got married at?
They got married in. It doesn't say where they got married, but Kendu already had 3 kids. They don't have any kids together.
Oh, shit. You would think she would be smarter than that with all these people in that in showbiz are getting tied up and locked up and then ending up in a divorce court. I've been divorced. I've been divorced. I've been married. I've been divorced. I've been married. I've been divorced. I've been married. And in L.A., it has to be something that you have to bring up. You have to bring up that paperwork. You have to bring that paperwork up. I know it's a tricky subject and it's a tricky time, because at some point you plan to have something. So the best thing to do is try to leave with what you brought into the marriage. You got to bring that paperwork up. I'm sorry. You got to go sign here, 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 and here. And if you don't, you are going to get, for lack of a better word, you're going to get fucked. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And you're going to be angry and bitter.
Yeah.
Because you wish you had done it.
It's unclear whether she had a
prenup.
Prenup, yeah. But she's going to court to block him from getting any money. But he could end up with all the assets that they had made while they were married.
Oh, yeah.
That's what, 13 years of...
13 years of royalties and business and stuff like that. And that's the way it was when I got married and I got divorced. All the money that I made while we were married, which lasted for a year, I had to split with her.
A year? Well,
I was only married a year.
It was your best year, though,
yeah,
right?
That was one of my best years. So, ooh, man, I don't know. Would you get married? You think you would like to be married, POTUS?
You know what? I wouldn't mind getting married, but I don't mind if I don't.
Are you a workaholic?
I would say I am. But I know how to take time off and have a good time, too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I just started dating a new person, so we just try to get together.
He lives here?
He lives about 45 minutes from here.
That's the best fucking relationship you could have.
Yes, it is. Because me, to be honest, I don't know if I would want to see the same person every single day. I like that we see each other once a week or
oh my God,
couple times a month. That's cool.
You hear that, girlfriend? My girlfriend. Do you hear that?
He's cool with it too because he works a lot too. He has like 2 jobs.
Oh,
so.
okay. It's very important. I think sometimes I remember when my parents were on the outs, they they ended up staying in separate places. First it was separate bedrooms, and then they stayed in separate places. But they stayed in each other's life, and it seemed like when they moved away from each other,
got better.
They got along better.
Yes. I have a friend whose mother She's been dating this guy for years and years,
I've
but
been
they
dating my
do
girlfriend
not
for a
live
long
together, but they take trips together.
I've been dating my girlfriend for quite some time, probably 12 years.
Yeah.
And I have not gotten married, and we don't live together.
Does she want to get married?
Yes, she definitely wants to get married.
And what do you like getting married, apparently?
I've been married 3 times. I don't know about 4. 4 is like,
12 years and you still haven't figured it out?
Huh?
12 years and you still don't know?
Oh, I figured it out. I figured it out. It's figured out.
Yeah, marriage seems like it is definitely a challenge. Like,
yeah, and I think especially the older you get, it's like, I can see you. I don't have to see you every day.
Yeah.
I don't have to see you every day. You know, when once, and then I work a lot. So that's a blessing.
Yeah, and you travel.
Yeah. And if you notice, if you ever talk to anybody who's married, you say, how is marriage? The first thing they'll say, it's work. It's hard work.
Some people say it's great. Just
to get, they're bullshitting themselves. But it's hard work. And then people will say, do you want to be single and just go out and have fun for the rest of your life? And then when you think about it, like, what the fuck is wrong with that? That seems like a pretty good deal. But what are you going to do when you get old, you know? But it's almost like, I said the other day, if you're going to be with somebody, shit, they're going to be old too. So it ain't like, you're not guaranteed no matter who you're with, somebody's going to take care of you. That's never a guarantee. Not just because you're married.
Yeah, and there's no guarantee your kids will take care of you.
I know my kids ain't taking care of me. I'm not even worrying about it. If anybody would take care of me, it would be my granddaughter, who I call the favorite. But the rest of them, I don't see it happening. I definitely don't see it happening.
There's no guarantees whether
There's no guarantees no matter what.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
All right, POTUS, give me some music, man. Give me some upbeat. Give me something pick me up in here.
What you want to hear?
Anything by Marvin Gaye. Got to get it on. Yes, give me that.
Let's get it on.
Yes.
Hold on. Talk while I pull it up.
All right, here we go. It's the Jandy Brown Radio Show. We're in the last 20 minutes. Here you go, Marvin Gaye. Let's get it on.
Okay, hang on. You gotta get.
Oh, you don't have any. It's technology, man. It's technology. You got to find everything.
Yeah.
Here it is.
All right, we'll be right back.
There you have it. Thank you. Welcome back to the Jandy Brown Radio Show. That was Marvin Gaye. It was so weird. Wasn't it weird how Robin Thicke really tried to convince people, man, now, no, that ain't Marvin Gaye's son. That's something I thought of myself. But I don't think the Gaye family has gotten any money yet. I don't think they've been paid.
Because I think they're trying to go back to court.
They're trying to go back to
court. They're holding it up in court.
Well, the big thing in the news now is, should you stand when the national anthem is on, or should you take a knee? You know, what a lot of people don't know is that there's a verse that was left out that talks about slavery that was never mentioned. But here's the thing. I don't think Colin Kaepernick knew about that verse when he decided to protest. And he's just saying, I just can't see myself saluting a country, that treats black people so bad. But don't you also think, if you don't see yourself saluting a country, that you don't see yourself playing football for a country and making this much money? And I mean, it's half of one and six of the other, It's half of one and six of the other, A lot of people have different attitudes on it. I feel a national anthem is like, if you want to stand if you don't. And I don't think it means you're any less of an American. I really don't. I think white people seem to have this thing locked down that they think, well, we're more American than black people. Well, if you look at your wars, especially the last couple of wars we've had, it seems to be a lot of our people have died in these wars. More of our black people have died, percentage-wise, because we seem to be infantry fighters, and they seem to get deference and not go. But what was that? What was that about Lil Wayne? What was that?
Well, Lil Wayne was on with Skip Bayless, I believe it was, one of the talk shows, and they asked him how he felt about the whole, racism.
Uh-huh.
And we have a little clip.
Let me see it. You have it?
Yes, I have. Here it goes.
To Kaepernick's protests.
Yeah.
going right back again to it's a man, man. It's a man and his decisions, man. Respect the man and his decision. That's all I can do. I have no opinion on it because the things I'm not into it enough to even give an opinion. So when he did it, I really didn't even know what. Somebody had to tell me why he was doing it. That's how much I didn't know what was going on, and I kind of still don't. So somebody had to explain to me like, "Yo, you kneeling because of the Black Lives Matter thing, and because of and all that wave or whatever. That whole wave just went by me too fast for me even try to even give an opinion. So I just was like, oh, okay.
That is some good shit he's smoking.
Thinker.
That is the best. You know, I like to get high from time to time, but that shit he's on right there, you know, he don't even know what. But you don't. See, here's the thing. I don't blame Lil Wayne. I blame these people for asking Lil Wayne what the fuck they thought about this shit. You know, you just can't ask everybody everything. You ask Wayne, what do you think about Drake being in the music business? You know, what do you think about Drake losing all his jury, his dumb ass carrying $2 million with a real jury on the bus? That's what you can ask Lil Wayne, you know, about his commercial. That you can't ask Lil Wayne shit like that. Lil Wayne, I don't.
You sound just like him, Jay.
I was just, you know, and then when I didn't know he was, you know, cause it just.
And Black Lives Matter. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Does that make you hate Lil Wayne any more or less?
No,
it's
because
Lil Wayne.
I feel exactly. He's not my role model.
It's not at all. You know, and I can see if you ask Reverend Al Sharpton some shit like that. I don't even know about what's happening because the Ashen Nation, what? The Ashen Nation Network. And he don't know that. That makes more sense than it's Lil Wayne. You know, it's like asking Flavor Flav, what do you think about the nuclear situation in North Korea? Boy, he don't fucking know.
He sound like he has.
Yeah, could you play that again? Play that one more time. That is the fun.
Hang on 1 second. Let me cue it up. I'll let it even play a little longer because I'm interested in what the next question is. Here we go.
Yeah, going right back again to it's a man, man. It's a man and his decisions, man. Respect the man and his decision. That's all I can do. I have no opinion on it because the things I'm not into it enough to even give an opinion. So when he did it, I really didn't even know what. Somebody had to tell me why he was doing it. That's how much I didn't know what was going on. And I kind of still don't. So.
Can you can't run it back, can you? You can't. Can you back it up?
Yeah, I can.
Back it up to where you see Skip's head bobbing.
Going right back again to
watch Skip's head. Skip's bobbing his head like.
That's all I can do. I have no opinion on it because the things I'm not into it enough to even give an opinion. So when he did it, I really didn't even know what. Somebody had to tell me why he was doing it. That's how much I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
And I kind
what?
of still don't. So
Skip's bobbing his head like. This is the one few times in America we would allow white people to say, "Nigga, what the fuck are you talking about?"
Too fast for me to try to even give an opinion. So I was like, oh, okay. That's what's happening.
But see, that's the thing about it, you know.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm. So step back from all of it. I know this is a very broad question, but where are we in the United States of America in race relations and what you see from day to day in your life?
Oh, wow.
Skip, they wouldn't want to ask me that. They wouldn't want my answer to represent it because God knows I have been nothing but blessed. My whole path, these 33 years have been nothing but a blessing. I have never, and never is a strong word, I've never dealt with racism. And I'm glad
Wow.
it didn't
Can you
have to.
believe
Yes,
that?
I can.
And I don't know if it's because
His
of
music
my
is
blessing, I
crossover
don't
music.
know
When
if
he
it's- but it's-
little white kids
it
are
is my
buying his
reality.
music, so he
So
ain't
I
living
have
in
a-
the same
I
world.
have to
Lil
say,
Wayne ain't in Target
not
buying
only that I
shit.
thought it was
Lil
over,
Wayne
I
ain't
still
driving
believe
up and
it's
down the
over,
street.
but
I mean,
obviously-
yes, I can definitely believe it. There are some black people who are so out of touch that they don't live the quote unquote lives that regular black people live. And I think Lil Wayne is a perfect example where Lil Wayne, a lot of white kids buy his music. So when they see him, they know him. Lil Wayne's sitting in first class. Lil Wayne's doing concert where a lot of little white kids are out there jumping up and down. So Lil Wayne don't see the same life that we see. Yes, I
But
totally.
he lived in Louisiana
Yeah, but that was
in the
for-
project.
Yeah, but when you're
That's
poor,
racism in itself.
when you're poor, you don't see it. It's not. It's. I was raised in the South, and it was just a way of life. It didn't make me have a whoa, wait a minute moment until you were an adult. When you're small, that's just the way it is. When you're small, when I was small, there were certain places we could go. You didn't go, oh, so it's like that. You didn't start speaking out until you could speak, until you could see, well, things are different. Well, why are you treating this person different? So with Lil Wayne, by the time he was 16 or 17, he was making music. He's been around 33 years. Yeah, I totally believe it. I totally believe it. And like I said, it's some people you just can't ask everything. You have,
Even Skip was. I know this is a. I know this is a hard question. This is a broad question.
yeah. And Lil Wayne's like, you don't even want to ask me.
You don't even want to ask me because I don't.
I don't
not
live that
exper-
life. I'm
so
not
do you
living that life.
believe that there are black people in this country?
Yes.
And I guess
Yes.
Lil Wayne is one.
Herman
that
Cain
does
is one.
not believe in race. That black people are
Herman
discriminated
Cain,
against.
I believe Herman Cain is one. I believe Omarosa is one. Because when they walk, they don't see what we see. They don't see. They're not stopped.
You mean to tell me they've never been called a nigger in their lives?
I don't. But I don't think it's the same type of racism. The type of racism where, I have this joke that I do, and the worst thing in the world for a black man is sometimes a white person with a clipboard, because they have this ability to stop you, and it has nothing to do with. Look at Oprah, for instance. Remember how Oprah got stopped in the jewelry store? Mm-hmm. It had nothing to do with how much fucking money she had. She was just being stopped by somebody who was put in a position to stop her. And white people have that they have that power at all time. Hey, what you doing here? Hey, why you walking in here? Hey, why you going that way? I don't think Lil Wayne leads that life, and if he did, it was so long ago. He's forgotten. You know how there niggas that forget. Niggas forget real quick.
Especially on that
Especially
syrup.
on that level, and he's smoking that shit too. And he look around the room, he see little fine ass white girls and little white kids dancing to his music. So I believe it. I totally believe it.
Wow.
Well, there it is. Take me out with Lil Wayne. That's yours. That's yours truly, man. I'm signing out. I'll be back next week.
Hold on, let me find some Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Give all your social media out.
Yeah, y'all can follow me on janthonybrown.com. You can also check me out next week. I'll be right here at Mars Media Studio. We're going to be doing it on the road next week, but this is my first podcast. Thank you, Portis, for making me do it. I will be back next week.
Wait, we have a call. Somebody might want to say
Okay.
something. Hold on.
That was called for you.
It's the strange stuttering person that calls.
That calls? Okay.
Portis. And it's easy to stutter on my names.
All right. Well, anyway, we'll be back next week. This is your boy, Jay Anthony Brown. Take me out with some Lil Wayne.
I'm going to take you back with when Lil Wayne, before he was, this is one of his first hits. Bling Bling. And thanks, Jay. Good
Thank
show.
you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening. I'll be back next week.
All right.